brief intro about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Abhijit Kumar. I am having 7+ years of experience. Currently, I'm doing Java development. So the technology which I
Mm-hmm.
use like Java with the Spring Boot microservices, a Spring Cloud component as a backend. Some of the exposures in front end as a Angular. Also have a good experience in AWS cloud services. Apart from this,
Mm-hmm.
I have also good experience in SQLs and NoSQLs as a Mongo. Coming for this, dev tools, like most of the DevOps tools I use for the development, like what is the use for the development and monitoring the applications like Apache, Maven, Jenkins, Jira, GitHub, ELK, Splunk, and all. So these all are the tech
Mm-hmm.
stack which I have. I have also good experience in banking, telecom, e-commerce, and health insurance. So these all are the domain which I worked. So currently I'm working for the health insurance. So there I am doing customization as well as implementation based on the client requirement. So my role and responsibility for that, I am following agile. So based on the agile, where whatever the sprint task will be there, so the based on the sprint we need to define some tasks which will be assigned on Jira, so that we have to work. So mostly we have develop a Spring Boot application based on microservices architecture. Apart from this, we need to call multiple third party applications or API, so while using REST template or maybe the Kafka, so which need to be integrate and develop or customize the changes and all. Once this the changes will happen, then we have a multiple environment deployment will happen, that will have a different instance. So once it will go for the production deployments and all, in that cases we need to involve for the
Mm-hmm.
production, so that we have to check all the changes which we have done. Apart from this, what are the configurations and logs we have added is coming properly in the response and all, so that we all will be stay on call while we deploy on the production, so our productions and all will go smooth. So these type of things we are doing on daily basis. So yeah.
Okay. And your total number of years of experience is 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Uh, 7 years you have been working with Java only, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you done any product architecture design, or you're just working as a developer?
Mostly I'm working as a development and also some of the lead kind of things we have worked.
How about your cloud experience? You worked on any public cloud? Like,
AWS cloud services I used.
okay. AWS.
Yeah.
What are the services that you have used in AWS?
In AWS, mostly I used SNS, SMS, Elastic Beanstalk, EC2 instance, Lambda functions, S3 bucket, CloudWatch. I am users. So these all are which I used.
Okay, fine. Mm, I will. You are comfortable coding with the Java, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I will share you an online Java IDE. We'll discuss some design plus coding problem using that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you open this link and share your screen?
So yeah, are you able to see? No.
It's loading. No, I still cannot see your screen. Okay, now, yeah, now I can see. Okay, so think of it as the way you talk to a client and get your requirement and do some design. Then you get into implementation, discuss the design and do the implementation. So I will describe a problem along with the functional and non-functional requirements of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to listen carefully and ask questions if you have any. Then the expectation is you spend some time on the problem, think over it, and come up with a solid design. Uh, from design, what I expect is like how you are going to design the data structure and how you are going to model your algorithm for this particular problem, which your design has to satisfy all the functional and non-functional requirements. Actually, you have to think through all the functional and non-functional requirements. Then you have to come up with the design. That is the expectation.
Okay.
Then, like if there is some time permit, we'll do some part of coding actually. Okay, that is the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll describe the problem to you. So think like you are going to design a temperature monitoring service,
Mm-hmm.
and what it has to do is like it should have four APIs or four interfaces. One interface is for a sensor to push the current temperature every 5 seconds actually. So assume that there is a temperature sensor running, and what this temperature sensor is doing, it is going to call your function or the API, and let's call the API is push temperature. And what it does is every 5 seconds it keeps sending you the current temperature value. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you should also expose three different other functions or APIs. One is called getMin, another one is called getMax, another one is called getAverage. Okay.
Okay.
So what getMin has to do, getMin has to give the last 24 hours minimum temperature from the time it's called actually. For example, now if time is 5 o'clock, when I call the API getMin, it has to give me the last 24 hours minimum temperature. Okay? From yesterday 5 till today 5, what is the minimum temperature you have received? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly, get max, what it has to do from yesterday 5 till today 5, what is the maximum temperature that you have received? And get average from yesterday 5 today 5, uh, the sum of all the temperature values you have divided by the number of total number of temperature entries actually. So these are the functional requirements of the system. Actually, you will expose four APIs. One is push temperature, which will be used by a sensor to uh, push the temperature to your system, which will be called every 5 seconds. And getmin, getmax, getaverage can be called by anybody who wants to receive minimum, maximum, average temperature. Okay, so there will be concurrent calls because getmin, getmax, average can be called by anybody who wants minimum, maximum, average temperature actually. So these are the functional requirements. The non-functional requirements, memory and performance. Uh, since this getmin, getmax, getaverage can be called concurrently by many endpoints, it has to give a good performance. You should not take too much CPU time to uh, calculate minimum, maximum, average. It has to be as quick as possible, and it's a real-time temperature monitor system, so you keep on getting real-time temperature data every 5 seconds. So how you are going to model the memory for the system, how much data you are going to store, how you are going to discard all the data. So these are the non-functional requirements. Any questions?
No, I understand.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, could you please think through it and let me know how you are going to model your data structure and algorithm for this problem, like uh, the design, how you design your system. After that, we will talk about um, yeah. Once you are done with the design, we will discuss about it. Then we will do a bit of coding.
So, where I have to create a architectures diagrams and all in this.
I do not want you to create a diagram. This is like a simple problem, but you can discuss orally like how you are going to do it actually. Think through it.
Okay. So first what I'll do, I'll create a DTO classes. So the DTO classes will have a like a converter.dto classes. So there will have a like all the attributes and
What attributes? How you store your data and how will you do the calculation? Minimum, maximum, average. What is your algorithm to calculate? How are you going to store the data?
yeah. So that minimum and maximum, if I want to convert, uh, in that cases, we'll first of all we'll have a like a three layer of architectures like controller, service, and repo. So that DTO classes will have all the attributes
No,
and
no, don't think so much deep. Like what I'm expecting from you is you have a class with four methods actually. Okay.
mhm,
Uh, four your class has four method: push temperature, get min, get max, get average. Okay.
mhm,
And anybody who is going to use your APIs, what they will do, they will just create an object out of your class and call push temperature, get min or get max or get average.
mhm.
So I want you to see like I want to see like how you are going to store the data and how you are going to calculate uh, this minimum, maximum, average. Like what will be the algorithm that you will be using to calculate.
Mostly we will use here collection framework. So that collection framework will provide a like
So, as I told, when push temperature gets called every 5 seconds, the you keep on getting the real-time temperature value. So, how are you going to store the value?
okay. So that real time value then we'll have.
It's like a real-time streaming of temperature. Every 5 seconds, you keep on getting. So, your system is going to run for similar 1 month. You keep on getting this value every 5 seconds for a month, actually. Okay. And when someone calls get min, get max, average, from that time point, last 24 hours, minimum, maximum, average, you have to return. That is a requirement. How do you do that?
On runtime then we have to create a like we'll have a cluster Kafka cluster, so that clusters we will have a real time data, then we have to take the data from the cluster and
No, no, no. Let's not. This is not such a complicated problem. I'm talking about like how will you design your class? In your class, how do you store the data and your method, class methods, right? How will you implement your methods? So what will be the algorithm? Don't think of it like a big system, like just like a class and few methods, right?
mhm.
So you do that. So it is something like this, okay? You have called class called temp monitor, okay? I'm typing something in the chat window. Once it is ready, I'll push it. So it is like uh, void push temp. These are the methods in the class. Push temp, get min, get max, get average. Okay. So my question is like this data comes to you in every 5 seconds. Push temperature, you keep on getting the value. How are you going to store the data so that you can easily retrieve the last 24 hours minimum, maximum, average? Okay, as simple as that.